London, I have resided in Bromfield Street, my dear lady.
How curious that is, how bizarre. I, too, since coming to London, I have resided in Bromfield Street, my dear sir.
How curious it is. Well then, perhaps we have seen each other in Bromfield Street, my dear lady.
How curious it is, how bizarre. It is indeed possible, but I don't recall it, my dear sir.
I reside at number 19, my dear lady.
How curious that is. I also reside at number 19, my dear sir.
Well then, perhaps we have seen each other in that house, dear lady.
How curious it is. It is indeed possible, but I don't recall it, my dear sir.
My flat is on the 5th floor, number 8, dear lady.
How curious that is, good Lord, how very bizarre and what a coincidence. I, too, reside on the 5th floor in flat number 8.
How curious it is, how curious it is, how curious it is, and what a coincidence. You know, in my bedroom, there is a bed, and it is covered with a green eiderdown. This room with the bed and the green eiderdown is at the end of the corridor between the WC and the bookcase, dear lady.
What a coincidence, good Lord, what a coincidence. My bedroom, too, has a bed with a green eiderdown and is at the end of the corridor between the WC, dear sir, and the bookcase.
How bizarre, curious, strange that, madam, we live in the same room and we sleep in the same bed. It is perhaps there that we have met.
Mr. Twong was the village chief. His death is more significant than one more bitter little killing and one bitter little war. He was an effective chief. He was not a Democrat. He probably could not have defined democracy or even have understood it, but he understood his own people. He governed in a way that was in keeping with Vietnamese tradition. He did his job. The more effective he became at his job, the more his life was in danger, yet he performed to the best of his ability. He helped the people, so the Viet Cong had to kill him.
I miss you and your mother very much, and I look forward anxiously to the day when we can all be together and enjoy one another. Be a good boy, and I want you to know that I'm the proudest and luckiest father for having such a fine son as you. I'm so lucky to have the opportunity to make the world a little bit better for you to grow up in.
Poor people here are so mixed up. Viet Cong tell them that we will kill the husbands and children and enslave the women and girls, and then when we pull up into a hamlet or village, the people are scared of us until we show and prove to them that we mean them no harm. It is worth the effort when we win their affection. When we win them over, we defeat Charlie, the Viet Cong, because he doesn't keep any promises he makes, and the villagers will turn him in to us. You know, I was down in the student lounge on campus about 2 weeks ago, and there were very few people down there. Just a few faculty associates and a few students. And there was this girl, a student my age, and she was freestyle dancing to that Sarah Bareilles tune. And it was such an amazing, beautiful dance, completely improvised. And I was thinking at the time how in love I was with this girl because she had so much talent. But now I think I realize why I was truly in love with her, and I think it was because I was one of the privileged few who got to view this performance, that she didn't feel any need to call everyone's attention to her astounding capabilities, that she was completely free, and that the dance, despite being aesthetically pleasing, was conceived completely for the self and not for the audience. And I didn't know what to think because she wasn't showing off, she was just being her. So I went up to the 3rd floor bathroom to get ready for bed, and for the first time in my life, I went completely insane. It might have been partially due to the large amount of caffeine in my system, but I think it was more due to the subconscious knowledge that there was someone out there who was willing to explore the deepest depths and the highest heights and figure out what she wanted to do and be and sing and dance and say, and so I just jumped. In the bathroom, I jumped and tried the best I could to mimic her energetic precision. I began to drum hard on my chest. The rhythm came out of nowhere. It evolved from nothing. As I got more into it, I began to run around the bathroom, leaping and jumping and running and breathing and being and doing. Then I was finished. It was time to go to bed.